I got the first bag in. Still a little gap in the top, but when I lower the car down, it'll close that gap up and then it'll just rest on there. So that'll be good. Trying to see the airline. There's the line going back. Now I'm going to start on the other side. Well, the back end is being supported only by the bags now. The batteries are pretty freaking dead, or the battery that I'm using is dead. So I can't even run it long enough to fill the tank. So it took me a few tries even to get the weight off of the jacks, but there it's being supported by the bags. There, now it looks just like it did when I had the batteries in. I filled the tank a little more. Still doesn't have much in it, but alright, I'm going to be wiring my Dakota digital gauge later on. It reads all four corners and tank pressure. So I'm going to be using 7 of these different terminals. Tank, all four corners, and then power and ground. I'm probably not going to use the warning or the dimming. So I found this sweet cable at Fleet Farm with 7 wires in it, so I don't have to worry about running 7 separate cables. I was going to run this bunch of different lines of that and then mark them differently, but now I have 7 different colors all built into one cable that I can use. This stuff is 30 cents a foot and should work very well. I'm also going to be using this Permatex Form-A-Gasket sealant. I'm going to try this out. Fast drying, hard setting. I might use a different brand of Loctite. I did put some on this fitting just to see different size fitting. I'm not actually going to be using this one. I wanted to see how it was going to form to the thread and how it was going to apply before I actually used it. And it looks like it should seal a little bit better. I ended up using 3 rolls of Teflon tape on all the fittings for the solenoids, the valves, and the tank. But it's leaking pretty bad in some spots. About 25-30 minutes, the back end will lower about 1.5 inches. So I'm gonna go through everything. It's leaking in 3 spots from the tank, so I'm gonna get rid of that Teflon tape and then use this sealant. So hopefully that'll fix my leaking issue. Alright, I'm working on taking the front strut out. It's been fun. First time I've ever taken this out. It's kind of a bastard. Ready to mount the front bag over the top of this. In order to get the bag on, you need to cut this perch off. Basically just went around it with a cutting wheel, trying not to cut into the strut, and broke that off. Cut a little notch for the airline to run through, made it a little bit wider, Need to pop off the bump stop here, the bump stop plate. So that's gone, and then this will come off. And then with that all done, the bottom plate here, that bottom plate will go all the way down, and the holes will line up for the airline to run through. And the bag just goes right over the top, like so, but it'll sit all the way down on that plate. And then there's your top plate to go in your holes for the strap mount, strap tower. Alright, here's what the front bag looks like all in now. I'm underneath right now, running the line. There's the airline here. I'm going to go behind everything, up underneath all the plastic. You can see it coming down over here.